So first of all, I want to start this video by saying today is a great day. You know what I mean? There's nothing that you shouldn't be grateful for in life, right? Everything, even the negative, even the bad things. I don't care. The worst thing could have happened to you. Today, it's still a great day, right? Now let's go on to the video. So basically, reading is so important. How many times do I have to make a video about this, right? How many times? People just still don't seem to actually understand and get the gist of it, right? But reading is so important. I literally can't even stress to you how important it is to actually read every single day. Or it doesn't even have to be every single day. It could be like every night or evening, whatever time of the day is best for you. And of course, like with everything, it still doesn't have to be like every single day, as in like today, tomorrow, the next day. It could also be like today, maybe tomorrow you might not get chance to read, but you read the next day. You know what I mean? Just try to work it in as best as you can, right? But for me, I don't know, maybe I'm just a perfectionist, whatever the case may be. Yeah, it's true, right? But for me, I have to do these things like every day, right? Otherwise, I just don't feel like, you ever get that feeling where you just don't feel right? Something just doesn't feel right? So basically, that's how I feel if I don't get things done. I have a never-ending mind. Like, it's just always chasing something, I guess. It's just always, it needs to be occupied all the time, right? That's just how my mind works. So basically, this is the importance of reading. You need to read every single day, or at least however much. Now, what I've been doing recently is I try to read I'm trying to read throughout the day, right? So let's just say I read in the morning time, whatever. I do what I gotta do, and then at nighttime I read again. I read some more, you know what I mean? I just read a few books, or I read not a few books, but a few pages or whatever before I go to sleep. So that's the new thing that I'm on. I'm trying to actually start implementing reading before I sleep, right? So a lot of people, they don't understand this, but I've actually learned this, but I've literally learned this from I'm talking about actual millionaires, and even regular people that are productive and they're doing well for themselves as well. So I've learned it, and if it's one thing about me or my character that you can obviously see, is that I'm always chasing knowledge. I'm always learning from other people. I'm always learning from people who I actually aspire to be like, right? I always constantly learn from other people who I like their traits, or it may not even be them in general, their whole character, but let's just say they actually do well in a specific field that I'm interested in. So I'd basically just talk to them and find out from them, oh, how do you do this? How has this been working out for you? How do you do this? How can I also implement it in my own life and whatnot? And then I learn the information. I actually implement it into my real life. I try it. I do everything. And I perfect it. I master it. And then I come onto YouTube and I make a video about it. And I teach other people, so that way I teach them and they could basically fast forward all of the trials and error and having to figure it out on their own, right? So I'm basically like your teacher in a way. That's how you should see me. So that's basically the gist of it. So what has reading actually taught me? Now, honestly, I want to finish the point that I was trying to make, that I try to read before I sleep. Well, I haven't done it yet, right? I'm going to be honest. I have not done it yet. I haven't tried it yet. But I'm going to at least try it tonight as well. And then I'm going to just try it for a week or 2 weeks straight, so that way I can actually see the results fully. Because you don't just try something once and then be like, okay, it doesn't work, it's not useful, and then just that's it. You got to actually give it time for your body and your brain to actually adjust to the habits and whatnot. So I'm going to try to read at least every night, right? I'm gonna actually try discipline myself and keep it. So I'm gonna try to read every night. meaning that I'm gonna try to read every night, like before I sleep, because I already read for the day. I already read in the daytime. I already read, right? But what I'm trying to say is I want to read at night before I sleep, specifically before I sleep, because I've been hearing so many great things about it. And like I said, even millionaires, top people, they actually taught me this lesson. So I'm gonna actually implement it. Like literally, like I say, if millionaires are doing it, then I myself want to be rich, then I should. There's no excuse why I shouldn't be practicing it, right? It's like if a football player comes and tells you that he eats freaking McNuggets every single day, and that's what gives him the superpowers to be able to play football so good, and you genuinely see him doing it, and every other good football player is telling you the same thing as well, then it's like there's no reason for you to not try it if you want to be a quality football player, right? So that's just a random silly example, but you know what I mean, right? So basically that's what I've been on, and I'm gonna genuinely try to read every single night before I sleep, and I'm gonna actually see like the benefits. So basically the science behind it, from what I've learned or whatever, is that basically you replace your phone with reading. So you know at nighttime you would be like on your phone texting people, and then after a while you stay up extremely late, then it's like I'm tired now, so I'm gonna go sleep. Then you just like basically just hop off your phone, then you go straight to sleep. Your sleep quality actually decreases when you do it that way. So the best way is actually to stop your phone use 1 hour before the time that you are supposed to sleep. So if you're supposed to sleep at 10 p.m., then at 9 p.m. on the dot, you should stop. You should literally like be done on your phone. So you should already text everyone that, okay, I'm gonna sleep now, or whatever the case may be. Text your friends. You should already do all of that, and by 9 p.m. you're off your phone, so you don't use your phone. And within that last hour to bedtime, that's when you just read. So you replace your phone with reading. So you know how you'd scroll on social media or whatever. Every time you get an urge to go on YouTube or to go on Instagram or to go on TikTok and scroll, that means your brain at that period of time is actually needing dopamine. Your brain actually needs dopamine because it needs something. It's craving dopamine, or it's craving something to work on or something to do, right? Because it's bored. So what you should do is every single time you get that urge to go on TikTok and scroll and watch videos and memes and all of that, you should just, as soon as you get the urge, okay, I want to go and scroll on Instagram right now, then you just consciously tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to go on Instagram. I'm going to just go and read this book instead. And of course, read a damn interesting book. Don't be reading like some cringy storybook like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or some cringy read something that's actually beneficial. Read a book about money or investments or entrepreneurship, or even like a spiritual book. If you're like a Christian, then read the Bible or whatever the case may be. At least read something that's actually purposeful. Don't just read a damn storybook or something. We're not little kids no more, right? So that's what you should do. You should just read a book before you sleep. And I just find the best way that you should do it is actually like you should read a book about God. Actually, like literally, that's the best way to fall asleep. Like imagine like you just for a whole hour you're reading a book to remind you of God, and then you just fall asleep you basically end up falling asleep with God on your subconscious mind, right? Which is that there's no better thing to do, you know what I mean? There's no better way to go to sleep than to be thinking about God whilst you're sleeping or whatever. And the crazy thing is, because you've read a book about God, then you're most likely to even end up dreaming about God. You're just most likely to end up getting a better dream. So if you suffer with nightmares and all of that stuff, then basically it's because you entertain negative thoughts before you sleep. So instead of that, then entertain something positive, and then you fall asleep thinking about God. That's the best way to fall asleep. I can't think of any other thing. But of course, some other people, they might choose to it works best for everybody else, different people. So some people, they might prefer to read about God first thing in the morning instead of the nighttime. So just do what works best for you. They might choose a balance. They read about God first thing in the morning, and at nighttime they read about, let's just say, like money or worldly stuff, right? Or they do it reverse. Nighttime they read about God. Morning time they read about worldly stuff and whatever the case may be. So just try what works best for you, and literally just keep reading. Read every single day. You need to read. So basically replace social media with reading. Every single time you get an urge to go on YouTube or go on Netflix because you're bored, say no. Say no. Consciously tell yourself, no, I am not going to watch Netflix. I'm not going to watch anime. I'm not going to watch cartoons, whatever the case may be. I am going to go read that book. Right? And of course, you don't have to do it every single time, right? But just for the most part, when you catch yourself like, damn, I really want to go scroll on social media and it's going to be pointless, then go read instead, right? But of course, have fun. Life isn't about just being freaking serious all the time and just, read and never use YouTube. It's not that serious, you know what I mean? 'Cause at the end of the day, you still have to die. Right? At one point in your life, you're still gonna die. So it doesn't even matter if you read 1,000 books, you're still gonna die. So it doesn't make sense to just like only focus on just reading and being productive and doing all of that, right? But of course, don't overdo it with YouTube. Don't just say, oh, I want to watch Netflix, so I'm gonna just go watch Netflix. Did you do anything for the day yet? Did you accomplish any goals for the day yet? You know what I mean? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't deserve to watch Netflix. But if you've already got everything done, you already read, you already did everything what you have to do, then obviously it's fine if you watch Netflix because you've earned it. There's nothing else to do. You already accomplished your stuff for the day. So it's cool. You're not going to die. You know what I mean? So stop listening. I just had to make that clear because a lot of people, they confuse life with like what they see on the internet with these people, these quote unquote motivational people just tell them, oh, stop watching Netflix. You should never watch Netflix. I don't even watch Netflix. All I do is just make money and just grind all day. Like, it's dumb, right? And it's unrealistic. To the average person, of course you're gonna want to just damn chill sometimes. Of course you might want to watch a movie with your friends. Live life, right? But don't overdo it, obviously. Right? And with that being said, peace. Go read.